What is going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 95 of Littleroot Lessons. As always, I'm your host, Carter Noble, joined by our fantastic co-host, Carl Wilkin. What is going on, dude?
Merry Christmas for the starters. To all those who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. To all those who celebrate other holidays, Happy Holidays, blah, 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 blah. This is coming out after Christmas, but
yeah,
this
the
is Christmas
27th.
Eve right now as recording.
Yep.
So.
And then next week we have New Year's, so Happy New Year's in advance because we won't see you until next year.
Yep.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
It'll be the 2nd, right? When this our first episode
third.
of the New Year be 3rd. Okay.
The 3rd. 2nd is a Sunday.
Okay.
I only know that because I'm working New Year's Day.
I will also be working New Year's Day. I will also probably be working New Year's Eve.
I am not, but because I wake up at 4 a.m., I will be going to bed.
No New Year's celebrations for Carter.
Not a single one.
Womp womp.
Not a single one. I am a man who likes his sleep, so I'm gonna make sure I get as much of that as I possibly can.
What are we doing today?
We have asked the people of Discord for some BDSP teams. So we're going to be going over people's teams, telling them why they're amazing, and or, depending on who they are, why they're terrible.
Trying to help them out, give good criticism, and make them better. That's the idea.
All right, at first glance, I don't have anyone that... Nope. Aaron gave me some teams. I can immediately tell that they're terrible. So
you played both of those teams, though. So.
I did. Those teams are great. But let's see. First one I have pulled up here is from Krebs. This is Ludi plus Politoad. This is just like pretty standard rain. Like you have your Scizor, you have your Raikou, and then like the 2 flex spots that Rain seems to have here lately. We're filling in with Hitmontop and Ditto. Thoughts?
So obviously we know how powerful Rain is. The Raikou, Scizor, Ludicolo, Politoad team is like that core is really, really powerful, right? Mm-hmm. So
I would agree. It's very good.
You only have a couple flex spots, and you're not lacking in damage when you have Raikou and Scizor on your team. Just like both of those Pokemon usually pull a lot of attention and can deal decent damage. I'm not the biggest fan of Ditto on this team. I think we're just playing with Ditto just to play with Ditto. The format isn't powerful enough to warrant that. You'd rather probably just play like some other Pokemon, like an actual Pokemon, right? Something you can plan around with. Maybe
isn't reliant on your opponent.
Yeah, something that your opponent's like gonna metagame against and just catch you off guard when trying to do so. Another thing about Ditto, if you're gonna do Ditto, you want to be just faster than the thing you're copying. So like Scarf or like, I don't know, just like playing Scarf Ditto, it just seems to be usually better.
I have Pikalytics pulled up. Scarf is the most common item by pretty significant margin. 68%. Life Orb is at 21.
Okay.
Quick Claw is down here at 6.
That's cute.
Sash is at 3, and then from there it falls off.
Life Orb is also just like the other flip side of that coin is being able to hit harder than what you're copying.
Yeah, because like you obviously don't want to be like Band or Specs because
you don't know what you're copying.
Copy the opposite type or whatever.
Yeah, you don't know what you're copying. So having Scarf is just the better option because it's speed, and Life Orb's like the second best because it just increases damage overall. Sash, not saying Sash is bad.
I think Sash is fine.
Sash is fine.
I think there's a bunch of Pokemon in this format that prefer Sash, and I think there's even more that have the potential to be one-hit KO'd depending on like the matchup. Mm-hmm. So like it just gives you the potential for a free KO against your opponent that they're not able to deal with.
Yeah.
Like if you end up copying a Garchomp and your opponent has a Mamoswine out, well, Ice Shard's going to one-shot you, but thanks to Sash, you're going to be able to potentially pick up the KO back on them.
Hopefully.
So
the hope is that it's going to happen. Yeah.
Exactly. That's obviously the ideal situation. But, there's obviously 100 different things that go into a decision like that and everything else around it. So never quite works out exactly like that, but it definitely could. There are definitely situations where that could come up and be something that happens and actually be good for you.
Another thing to note here is that the Raikou is Choice Specs Raikou. I talked about Specs Raikou a little bit in the deep dive for just a brief section, because it's just like you have access to Scald and Shadow Ball and like Snarl and stuff like that. There's other coverage moves that Raikou gets that are really unique for an electric type to have. I don't know how strong it is when you're trying to just like running triple water coverage on your Ludicolo, your Politoed, and your Raikou. Like why are you running Scald? You could be running like Snarl or something like that.
I guess the counterpoint to that is like it's rain boosted. You're gonna do a ton of extra damage with Scald, with Specs anyway. Like having the water coverage could be good against things like Heatran or Arcanine or like even Tyranitar. Or gives you like a neutral hit with a chance to burn against like Garchomp or Scizor. I know I played Jay's team and he had Specs Raikou on it as well, and there was multiple games where I'm just like, well, I'm gonna hope I get a Scald Burn, and like that was the line. And
on that one, I think it's fine because you're not like triple water coverage. Though.
True.
Whereas
that's very true. Whereas here we have Ludi, we have Politoed, and granted on that team, we'll talk about it here after a while too. You do have additional water coverage in Kabutops, but I think I'm on the same page as you. Even just having like Snarl on this is like your special intimidator, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Can be good, and like you're gonna do decent damage with Specs as well. So like I don't think it's a terrible decision to cut Scald for Snarl. The counterpoint to that is, well, you're already hitting everything that Snarl hits super effectively with Shadow Ball, so why not just play Shadow Ball?
Right.
Like, if you're going to lock into a move, why not just lock into Shadow Ball at that point and KO them instead of just reducing the damage that they're doing?
Yeah. It's just there's situations where Shadow Ball can't hit normal types and Snarl can. Like, true. I would rather, if I know there's a normal type on the team, I'm never clicking Shadow Ball, even if it's the super effective move into whatever's on the field. Like, it's just
because then they get a good switch. You lose your turn. You're forced to then switch. Yeah, I fully agree.
Like, switch if you can switch. That's the same thing with like Specs electric types in general. Like, you lock into Thunderbolt. Well, they have a ground type and or Lightning Rod mon. You're just done. That's all you got.
Yep.
The game ends there. That's the one downside of like Specs Raikou is pray that they don't have Lightning Rod or a ground type or a normal type and or Gastrodon. Like, you have to worry about Gastrodon too. You can only hit it with Shadow Ball. That's the only thing you can click into Gastrodon.
Yeah, and that definitely came up when I was playing the dual weather team as well. It's like, well, they have Gastrodon. I don't really have a solid answer to this. Hope it works. Hope I can get there. But yeah, I think like Hitmontop is one of my favorite Pokemon. It's able to do like its pedigree of what it is able to do is honestly really unique to it, where it has access to Fake Out, Helping Hand, Intimidate. Like, it does so much that is good, and also can just be a huge offensive presence, just clicking close combat.
Yep.
And, like, that's just good. So, like,
I've been playing with Wide Guard Hitmontop, and that's just my favorite thing right now. It's just like, oh, you're Disquake? Got him.
There was a game I played earlier in the week where I had Quick Guard and Wide Guard Hitmontop, and I felt like that was a little too much.
Yeah, I think Quick Guard's a little iffy. I'm not too sure how good Quick Guard is. Disquake, I think,
Wide Guard felt absurd.
Yeah, Disquake is secretly the best thing coming up right now, and Wide Guard is the best answer you can have for it.
Like, that's the thing is, like, people are so used to it in, like, Series 10, that was a big piece of tech, was, like, how many Mons get Wide Guard, how many of them are actually viable. And now it's just like, all right, I'm going to click Discharge, and I'm going to click Earthquake, and Rock Slide, and Heat Wave, and it's like, okay, do it.
Do it.
I don't care. Give me a free turn. I don't care. It's like, the obvious counterpoint to that is like, well, Wide Guard's not all that good because you're using your Mon to prevent one of their Mons from doing something. Why don't you just attack? And it's like, well, the counterpoint to that is not only are you preserving HP on your Mon, but also your partner.
Yeah.
So, like, sure, you're nullifying one of theirs with yours, but that's also setting up to where you're potentially going to be able to KO their Mon or play the mind game of what else are you going to do now?
Yeah, like,
I know what I'm going to do. What are you able to do about it?
And that's what's great about some of these Disquake teams where it's like Garchomp and Zapdos. It's just like, what? Zapdos is only going to have like Thunderbolt. That's all it's got. Like, it's
you just play HP Ice.
Yeah, you wish.
No, I really don't, man. That sounds awful.
No, don't do that. But like losing Hurricane was like the biggest nerf to Zapdos. I feel like Zapdos could rule the roost here, so to speak, if it was if it had actual decent moves on it. But the fact that all it can do is like Disquake and Thunderbolt now is it's kind of bad.
Also, before we get too far, what is Quaxo and why do I know that name?
I believe Quaxo is the German name for Politoed.
That is correct. Yep.
I believe that's what it is. It's my favorite. My favorite name for Politoed is Quaxo.
Well, I did a quick search and all I got was stuff from the movie Cats. Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, that can't be right.
I'm pretty sure. Yep.
Cool.
Let's see. Does this have foreign pronunciations on it?
Speaking of Quaxo Politoed, my favorite thing about this Politoed is the fact that we have Haze on here.
Dude, absolutely.
Like, that's another thing I feel like is going super underrated right now. Is just like the ability to remove buffs is powerful. Crobat is something I think should be. It's good on certain teams, and Crobat having Haze is a big proponent to why it's actually like a decent Mon. I had to talk Smeargle when we get to the last team of the day here out of playing Crobat. It just did not feel right on the team because he was playing it for speed control, and you didn't really need to be fast with that team. You had a fast mode of like Crobat and one other Mon. Hariyama wasn't outspeeding anything with Tailwind. Bronzong wasn't outspeeding anything with Tailwind. Umbreon was like getting to maybe 120 tops. Like, so the team was originally designed for Trick Room and just had a fast mode option, and the fast mode just wasn't good.
Dude, I didn't realize how good Heart Gold Soul Silver sprites for Politoed are. Like, it's so adorable.
But yeah, so to wrap up with this one, not sure how good the Ditto actually is since the format is weird. You could probably slap like Entei on here or some other like bulky Mon to help cover your weaknesses. You could easily put a ground type on here to like help with like your electric weakness and whatnot.
Yeah, this could just be Garchomp.
Like you could just
like that's not the worst thing I've ever heard.
Garchomp, Mamo, anything like that. Raikou's a little weird, iffy in this team. I could see like swapping specs for like a light clay set, dropping Thunderbolt for Thunder since you have Rain, like good access to Rain. Playing Snarl, dropping Scald, and then like getting like Light Screen or Reflect on there to help mitigate damage for your team.
Yeah, I think I actually really like this team. Granted, I love Politoed.
Yeah,
same. Absolutely love Politoed. And I love Hitmontop too. So like, You slap those two together, and I'm just happy.
Like
Sure,
Politoed,
ship it.
Sizor, sign me up. I love everything about
Yep.
it. Raiku's one of my favorites to play with right now. It's a real good one. But yeah. Next team, this one is from, who is this from?
This is from Papa Shuckle, right?
Yeah, Papa
yeah.
Shuckle. This one,
We have Budget Amoongus.
Budget Amoongus.
It was when I was building for that Series 3 tournament a while back.
Mm-hmm.
I messaged Bauerdad. Him and I were talking about it. I'm like, dude, I think I might be playing Budget Amoongus. He's like, what on earth are you talking about? I'm like, oh, Tangrowth. He's like, that's not even legal.
Yeah,
like,
it's not.
Oh,
it's
this
not.
format sucks.
Yeah, this team is interesting to say the least. Looks like we're doing Azumarill things, which,
yep.
If you haven't played Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl VGC like on Showdown yet, and Azumarill just tears up the format if you're not prepared for it.
That's the big thing, is like, it's pretty easily checked, but like if you don't have an answer to it, you just auto lose.
Yep. Like you have to have a good answer for Azumarill. The best one I found is like Life Orb or Iron Plate Sizor. Just bullet punching.
That one
you
hits really
can
hard.
outspeed max speed Azumarill. Pretty like without you sacrifice some of your bulk investment, but you don't have to go like timid or like plus nature any for speed. I think it's like 220 EVs if you don't do your nature, or it's like I can't remember what the other number was with if you're plus speed, but you can outspeed Azumarill, hit it twice with bullet punch, take it out, no problem.
Fun fact. The second most played item on Azumarill is Choice Band, and I am all for that.
Who needs
to set up when you can just punch them?
Just punch them, yeah.
The problem is you have a base 50 attack, so you kind of need belly drum.
Yeah. Huge power does some stuff, does some work, but it's not enough.
This one also has Hitmontop, so I'm sold.
It has Hitmontop, but they swapped Helping Hand for White Guard.
Seems fine.
Everything's playing Feint. I've not run into that many protects, I guess, and I feel like I don't need Feint.
I could drop Feint for Helping Hand. Having Feint on Hitmontop is actually really good because people are going to want to protect in front of you because you do have access to Fake Out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's been a non-zero number of games where on the first turn, instead of going for Fake Out, I go for Feint and just pick up a KO instead.
Yeah.
So, being able to break a sash is good. Making your opponent essentially waste their turn while also KOing them is insane. And, granted, it does take some amount of skill to be able to read your opponent when they're going to protect, but when it comes to Hitmontop, I think it's pretty natural for people want to protect in front of it because of Fake Out.
Yep.
So just being able to say, okay, I know this one's going to protect this turn, I'm just going to double into it and KO it instead.
Yeah. You talked about Budget Amoongus here, Tangrowth for a little bit. Rage Powder, Sleep Powder, Giga Drain Protect with an Agua Berry. I could see this just being like a Togekiss as well, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I think Togekiss might be better just because of Azumarill. I could also see doing either Furret or Pachirisu.
I like Pachirisu a lot. Pachirisu is a fun pairing with Azumarill, just being able to have that speed control for your Azumarill as well with Nuzzle.
The other thought process is then you're not doubling up on weaknesses with Azumarill and Togekiss. And that is a reason to play Tangrowth, is you're not doubling up on weaknesses here. But Rage Powder is a thing.
Yeah,
the
there's
fact
no
that
safety
it
goggles to
doesn't
save you.
Yeah, the fact that it doesn't hit everything, is a thing you need to be worried about. But at the same time,
you don't have to worry about Venusaur. There's no Venusaur running
you need
around.
to worry about Breloom, which if that's their play, just play rough them instead.
Yeah. Hope you don't die to Bullet Seed.
That is an option.
Pray you don't die to Bullet Seed. let's talk about this
Or
Entei.
just swap into Entei.
Yeah, let's talk about this Entei set. So this Entei set's really cool.
This Entei set is adorable, and I love it.
So we're using Sacred Fire as our main damage. Obviously, that's like the best fire type move Entei gets. Whatever. Extreme speed to pick up KOs. Life Orb boost. It's gonna really hit some stuff. We're playing Psych Up. So there's some cool synergies here with both a Scizor and a Azumarill being able to like set up a Swords Dance or a Belly Drum and then copy those boosts onto your Entei.
Oh man, I was really hoping that like Latias had Calm Mind or something so you can get like the special defense boost too.
Oh yeah. I do have a complaint about Latias. If you're looking to play something like this where it's offensively focused, just play Latios. Just play Latios.
So from my understanding, Latias, like, I think you need to be Life Orb instead of Soul Dew, but if you are Life Orb, everything that you're KOing with Latios is basically a roll with Latias, while also being able to have the extra bulk. So, like, there is an argument to playing Latias versus Latios. Like,
the
like
big
10
thing...
points isn't that big of a difference. But like then the argument is, well, 10 points in your bulk isn't that big of a difference either.
Yeah, like it goes both ways.
And
like,
I think since we aren't bulky on this, I think you are correct. Just play Latios and just smash them.
Make sure you get making those rolls happen instead of if they happen. Like guaranteed Oko is better than a 70% chance to Oko.
And honestly, I'm pretty okay with like this Latios set.
Yeah, I'm fine with the set. It's just swap them on to Latios. Latios just hits harder.
I think I would cut Thunderbolt for Ice Beam. And then I would probably change Soul Dew to Expert Belt. I think those are like my two changes I would do.
I like Soul Dew when you're playing both Draco Meteor and Psychic. Just mainly due to the fact that you just get boosts no matter what. If you swap to Expert Belt, you can just drop Psychic altogether and play Ice Beam.
Okay, and then do Bolt Beam, Draco.
Bolt Beam, Draco. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that as well. Like, what are you really worried about psychicking in this format?
Hariyama.
Just drop a Draco on it.
Like, Hariyama and Breloom are the only big fighting types you have to worry about, and you can Ice Beam Breloom and drop a Draco on Hariyama and probably get away with it.
Let's see. Looking here at fighting types on Pikalytics,
and Hitmontop.
Three. Yeah, I was going to say there's 3 in the top 10%. Hitmontop being the third. If you go a little farther, if you go to top 5%, or like, you know, usage of 5% or higher, you have Infernape in there as well. And then from there, it's all 1% or lower.
Infernape just gets blown out by a ham sandwich, dude.
Infernape dies once it loses its sash.
Like, once the sash
you look
is
at
broken,
it funny and it dies. Yeah.
But I like this team. I like having Wyguard on the Hitmontop. The Scizor is standard Scizor. There's better EV optimizations there, but it's whatever.
Fun fact, that's actually the most played Scizor.
Yeah, that's because
spread.
That's just what people don't want to do the EV calcs for or anything. They just slap it on there. No one watched the deep dive for Scizor.
Well, that's their problem, not mine.
Yeah, exactly. Go watch the deep dive for Scizor.
It isn't out yet, Carl. I can't.
Well, you can't, but it is out for everybody who's listening right now. The Entei set's really cool. I like that. Psych Up is not something I talked about on the deep dive, but definitely something cool to keep an eye out for. The Tangrowth's really awesome. You could probably play any Follow Me user in that slot and be fine, though. And then, like I said, Latios for Latias.
Fun fact. 20% of Enteis are playing Psych Up.
Neat. Neat.
That seems absurdly high.
I mean, in a format full of stat boosting, I'm not surprised.
Let's see. Yeah, there's like I've ran into what was it? It was like Simple Beam plus something, and then the Simple Beam user goes down and they bring in Espeon and Psych Up, and I'm just like, I am very dead.
Yeah, I watched you die to a Starmie.
So incredibly dead.
A Starmie,
what was it?
A Starmie just went nuts.
That's what it was.
And Espeon copied it.
That's what it was. Because they were minimizing too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, that is terrible. I hate it.
That's why you play Aerial Ace.
Yep.
Make sure your moves hit.
Yep. Or just be luckier.
Get lucky.
Don't get your Gen 1 misses.
Okay, so the next one here is a team that you've already played. The next three here are teams you've already played, actually.
For sure.
So this one...
We'll pretty much just rapid fire through these. They're honestly, all three of these teams are really great. It's going to be like my straight blunt answer. If you're looking for a team that's like off the wall and fun, any of these next three are going to be it.
Yeah. So the first one's from Jay. This is the dual weather team. The episode for this one came out to Thursday.
Today.
So
the 23rd,
so
yeah.
you can go and catch that. The Weatherman cometh. Sableye helps control your weather situations since you have both sun and rain at your disposal. Raikou, choice specs. This is an argument for choice specs that I like more than on the other team.
Mm-hmm.
The Thunder thing, choice specs Thunder just hit everything really, really hard. It's just fine.
My favorite part of this team is how much Entei does against rain teams. And I like on face value that makes absolutely no sense, right?
Yeah.
But when you lead Entei plus Sableye against like Politoed and Ludi, it's just like
I'm gonna
you can't fake out me.
Yeah.
You can't fake me out, and I'm just going to one-shot your Ludi.
Yep, I'm just gonna set Sunny Day and just blow it up.
Like, I don't care about what your Politoed does. Your Ludicolo is getting one shot.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It's such a satisfying feeling.
Entei is like budget Arcadine, I feel like, on this team. Just like we're doing Will-O-Wisp things, and we have access to Stone Edge, which is really, really cool.
Sacred Fire is really good.
Yeah.
There was definitely multiple times where like hitting a Sacred Fire and getting like breaking a potential sash or just like doing damage while also burning was very good.
Mm-hmm.
And like things against like Cresselia that are known to hold leftovers, you can just Sacred Fire, chip away, and mitigate their leftovers recovery all in one.
Yeah.
Whereas like instead of using Will-O-Wisp to waste a turn to like you're not doing any extra damage to take it away, you can just Sacred Fire and punch them.
Yeah. Executor here with leftovers. This is just looking to set up and be a wall, right? Like you get Leech Seed off a couple times, do a couple sleep powders, use Giga Drain and lefties to just keep yourself healthy and just go nuts, right?
I actually made some minor edits like that we talked about in the video and everything when it went live. One of the things I mentioned on this was that like nothing else on your team really wants to play in Trick Room. And having access to Protect so you can stall with leftovers and Leech Seed was really critical in the games. After I cut Trick Room for Protect, I think this Executor set became really good. And then the one other minor optimization I made was changing your speed so you outspeed Gengar.
Where'd you pull stats from?
I pulled it from HP, and like I literally just went, this one looks like it could lose some. I didn't do any calcs, I didn't do anything like that, but
what's the number?
124.
No.
124
HP,
gets us to 91. HP. Oh, we go to 164, so 191.
So 191 is your HP stat. So your HP is in 1/16 from leftovers. So you want to maximize your recovery in that situation.
So, it's currently at 195. Is that optimized?
190. So it's 160 and then 176 and then 192.
So if we go down to 193 doesn't give you extra point, right?
No, 192 is the extra point bump. 192 is the next bump for leftovers because that's the next 16th HP.
Okay, so going to 192 puts us at 91, or it puts us at 90 speed. So we need to pull 8 EVs from something else, probably just like special defense.
You could probably, you're about to say you could probably pull a couple from special defense since you're bold, and just throw them at speed.
That changes your EVs to 172 HP, 140 special defense, and 124 speed.
Okay.
And like that 124 gets you to 180 92, which is no. That's still you need to pull one more point.
Yeah, you need
to get to 92 because Raikou and Gengar are the same speed tier, and they are 183. So you need to get to 184.
Yep, sounds right.
Okay, so 172, 132, 132.
Okay,
beautiful, nailed it.
Math.
Purely optimized Eggy.
Kabutops here is our Rain Abuser. We get access to Leech Life, don't we?
On Kabu?
Yeah.
I'm 99% sure. Give me 2 seconds.
So...
No, not Kabuto.
Kabutops.
Yes, we do get Leech Life.
So, what's the speed on Kabutops? Do we outspeed Ludicolo? Can we outspeed Ludicolo?
What is Ludi's speed?
Neutral nature, I think, is 122.
Yes, we do. We get to 132 at 80. At base 80.
Cool.
Which Ludi is... I'm looking now.
I think Ludi's a base 70.
Ludi is base 70, so
we guarantee
if it is
outspeed it.
If it's timid, we need to get to 135. So we need to change our nature then.
Yeah.
So we have to be timid.
Well, jolly.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Jolly 135 is 180 EVs. So we do lose a little bit of attack, but like then we just put on a ton of pressure against opposing
you're able to look Ludicolo in the eye and say, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hit you.
I'm a crazy man, I'll do it.
It'd be interesting to see if like slapping like Life Orb or Expert Belt on this Kabutops or even like Bug Plate and just leech life into Ludicolo, see if that's enough damage to maybe take out a non-bulky Ludicolo.
You know who will be able to tell us that?
The internet?
The internet.
Awesome.
If I can get mine to work, I'll be able to tell you.
Oh. I might be able to beat you to it.
Probably not. I already started doing calcs. Let's see. We are jolly, so we outspeed. Leech life. Let's say we are 252. And this is Ludicolo. What is this custom set I have?
Hey, fun fact. Choice Band gets there.
Choice Band does, but nothing else does?
what's the bug plate called? Is it insect plate? It's insect plate.
Insect, yeah.
So it's a roll for Jolly.
Huh. So Expert Belt is a roll. It's not a favorable roll, but it is a roll.
Life Orb I think Life Orb is a favorable roll. There's
Insect Plate is the same roll. Life Orb is a more favorable roll.
So we would need Choice Band.
Yeah, Life Orb gets you over a coin flip to KO, but that's also against 4 HP Ludi.
Yeah.
Which I am actually curious. Ludicolo, most common spread is going to be 4.
It should be.
Most of these are all modest as well, so like if we are worried about that, we can always go back to Adamant. Adamant Life Orb gets there.
Yeah, Adamant Life Orb gets there. Adamant
Expert Belt is a favorable roll.
Should be a favorable roll.
Insect Plate is also a favorable roll. Hey, fun fact, those are the same roll. Let's see. This is doubles. That doesn't change the math. This is in the rain. Also doesn't change the math.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the downside is if you're adamant and they are timid, you're getting one shot. And it is not particularly close.
Oh yeah, no. Not even close at all. But that's also why you just have like pair this with Sableye, you have Quash.
Yep, very true. Or you go for Fake Out and then KO them.
Exactly.
That won't work because they can fake out you first.
Yeah. So I was looking at like Kabutops in my head works really well as this like anti-rain Rainmon. But you need to run like Leech Life and like actual like damage boosting item to make it work well.
So I'm actually curious what we would look like if we were choice band. And I think it's probably just like Leech Life, Liquidation, Aqua Jet, Rock Slide.
You may not want Aqua Jet, but
yeah. So what other
like if you're playing choice band, you're just going to aiming to outspeed everybody. You don't need to be adamant. You can be jolly and just be max speed.
Oh, we can do Facade and just be like, all right, cool, burn me. I don't care.
I talked about that with Sizer too. Sizer gets Facade. You can just bop them after they burn you. Like set up a sword stance. Oh, you burnt me. Facade.
Hey, Carl, we can play Leech Life or we can play X Scissor.
I like Leech Life.
It's just strictly better.
Yeah, like Leech Life is just better because you get recovery.
Let's see. Other useful physical moves we have access to. Night Slash, which I don't think is really covering anything that Leech Life isn't.
Leech Life isn't, yeah.
Like you're hitting Cress. You hit neutrally into Scizor, but you also do that with Rock Slide and Liquidation, so like not that big of a concern. You have Knockoff, which is interesting.
Knockoff's kind of cool.
So like locking into Knockoff just is like super terrifying, right? Because you're just gonna do a ton of damage.
You're gonna get them, like you're gonna get both Pokemon at least once, and then.
Holy cow! Choice Band Knockoff does 80% max to Ludicolo.
Dang!
It's like bop them.
Just bop him on the nose.
Again, you're getting KO'd back, but still.
Like, Kabutops is the coolest part of this team, I feel like. Like, Iggy's cool. I love seeing Kabutops.
Like, I didn't really get to show off Kabu in the episode at all. And I think that might just be the matchups we played, but I think optimizing this
like, making
Kabutops
it an anti-rain could be really cool.
I think that is like a piece that we have not explored that definitely could be with this team.
My one qualm with this team is this random Mamoswine at the bottom.
Dude, Mamo was good. Mamo was absurd. Don't touch it.
My issue is half our team is weak to Earthquake.
I'm not disagreeing.
So, and then there are other Pokemon is Sableye and Executor, which neither want to be taking spread damage from Mamoswine.
Which is why I wanted Protect on an Eggy. And then if you're next to Sableye, you just quash them and Icicle Crash them instead.
But what if they're not weak to ice? What if they're weak to ground?
Then get good, nerd. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, I'm just saying, like, we don't have a problem. Like, what is ground doing that solves a problem for us? Like, there's nothing that ground coverage is going to solve here, right?
And like the other thing is like if you're focusing on weather, you're weak to water.
Yep.
And you're weak to fire.
Yep.
So like you're literally just KOing yourself.
Yeah, you're boosting all the weaknesses for Mamoswine. That's why I feel like it's weird. This random Mamoswine is just weird. Like we're not scared of electric types. We have two good resists for electric. Like,
you want me to be honest? I think this should probably just be Scizor.
Honestly, yeah, right?
It just punches things just as hard. And then you could honestly give your Life Orb to Kabu. I think I like the idea of Choice Band Kabu though. I think that hits really hard.
Like Mamoswine's one job here, I think, is just like answer Garchomp.
Mm-hmm.
Which you could do that with like a Latios or a Cresselia or anything else.
Yeah, there's 100 different Garchomp answers, and like, I'm not married. I'm not married to Mamo. Having one that's not weak to Rock Slide, I think, is probably ideal. And honestly, if we're doing band on Kabu, I don't want to play like a Scarfmon, because then we have band, Scarf, and Specs all on this team. And like, you're going to have to bring at least one of them to a match, if not 2 or 3. and like trying to play this mental gymnastics of, okay, I can lock into this move, but if this comes in, I had to swap to this and then lock into this, and it's just like, no, I don't do it.
So your team, like almost 100% is like Sableye, and then depending on what weather you want to do is the rest of your team, right? Like you could bring both like Kabutops and Exeggutor, and then either bring Raikou or Entei or your third Pokemon or whatever.
There was a lot of games where I would play against like Scizor plus Garchomp, where I'm just like, all right, I don't need to mess with weather this game. I'm just going to out aggro them. And like, I'm going to play optimally and like read them to know what I need to do.
Yeah.
And like, even in those situations, Sableye is still just good because you can just quash something that outspeeds you.
Yep. Which is why you could probably get away with playing like a Cresselia or something else that has Ice Beam or Fairy coverage to beat that Garchomp.
I think I like the idea of Latios in this slot, because then like you also have another form of speed control if you want Tailwind.
And then you also have ground immunities for your Entei and your Raikou.
That's very true. And your Kabu. That is something that like you currently have 3 ground weaknesses.
You have
having some type of immunity seems really important.
Like swapping your ground type for a ground immunity just seems really, really good.
So if we look at Levitate Mons, Bronzong is interesting.
Yeah, Bronzong could do like Trick Room things if you're interested in that.
Which like it's currently on Eggy, but I'm not married to it.
Yeah. I like how this rapid fire has turned into a
look, man.
Remake this team better that we just played.
You could also be like a Rotom form. I'm not really married to any of those though.
If you wanted to pick a Rotom form, I would pick Rotom
Frost.
No.
Damn.
I would probably pick Rotom Wash.
Because Kabu comes to specific matchups, I feel like.
Yeah, like Kabutops is good in certain real like specific things. If they have a grass type like Ludicolo, you have to get really lucky with that then, so you're just more worried about like bringing Rotom Wash, and then just like you have double electric type to cover everything on rain. You have Hydro Pump to hit Garchomp really hard with your Sableye, so that's always an option. On the flip side, you could do like Rotom Heat and have another Sun Abuser with like Overheat and Nasty Plot. What are you looking at?
Today I learned Shadowt gets Boom Burst.
Yeah.
I was looking at just the list of like doubles like usage, and so I get down here to doubles OU, and I'm scrolling and I'm looking for like ground immunities, and I saw Shadowt. I'm like, huh. I don't know what Big Pex does, like the ability.
So you don't get your defense lowered.
So then I started looking, and it gets Boom Burst. I'm like, huh, it also gets Parting Shot. This thing's weird.
Yeah, Chatot is a weird Pokemon. Let me tell you that right now.
We also get Taunts and Nasty Plot. This thing's so weird. We get Encore. I love this thing.
It's the weirdest support Pokemon you could ever find.
But like, you're also so frail.
Yep.
45 is your highest defense. Yeah, this thing's garbage. I'm off it.
So to wrap up Dual Weather Eggy, you changed the Eggy set to be a more like stall wall set than a Trick Room set, which is fine. Kabutops we changed to be able to beat up Ludicolo. Entei, Raikou, Sableye all felt fine. Mamoswine should probably be a ground immunity. Did I get everything?
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
Sick. All right. Good short segment there.
Good talk. These next two we played a while back, right? Like
it's been a couple weeks back. Yeah.
These are both from Navier, Aaron, Garrett.
Aaron is single-handedly one of my favorite team builders.
Yeah.
I love all of his teams. They're so unique, and they speak to me as a team builder because they do unique things, but they're good.
Yeah.
Whereas when I do unique things, they're terrible, and you had to tell me to stop. So this first one, we have Garrett with like a Trick Room mode of Bronzong, Torkoal, Hari, And then rounding it out, we have Clef here. This team was absurd.
Should specify it's Clefable.
I mean, I feel like that's a given in this format at least, but yeah, you are correct. For all the
Sword and Shield players, it's Clefable, not Clefairy.
I do remember. I can't remember, but I feel like I didn't like Iron Defense on Bronzong. I feel like I would have to go back and rewatch those games, but I feel like Iron Defense wasn't very relevant. I would rather have Protect.
I could see Protect over Iron Defense. In my opinion, you should be running like Gyro Ball over Psychic.
I think that was the other change I wanted to think about, and I'm not sure if I ever changed. I know there was a couple times where I came up against Tyranitar. I'm just like, well, I can't touch that.
Yeah, like running Psychic as your only damaging move is asking for trouble when there is an immunity to it. That's the same thing with like this with locking into Shadow Ball or locking into an Electric type move. If there is an immunity and it's the only thing you can do, you're just, well, I can't hit you. I lose the game that way, and you never want to be in that situation. You could even, like, if you want to keep Calm Mind, you could make that Flash Cannon super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Super easy.
And
done,
I think
done
that is
dusted.
the one suggestion I made. I definitely remember talking about cutting Psychic for Flash Cannon. But this Bronzong set, I definitely remember stalling out multiple Cresselias with it. And just like,
yeah.
I don't care what you do. You do no damage to me. Eventually, I will get strong enough where I can overpower you with Calm Mind.
Yep. Overall, I felt like this team was really good. I've played with the Clefable set before. That thing's gross.
I think he got it from you.
No,
I could be
we
wrong.
made it together.
Yes, there we go.
We made it together for
something.
the Latios Illumise team.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then mine had leftovers because that's what we wanted. We just wanted the infinite recovery. But leftovers, it has to be on Bronzong so you can stall out Cresselia. So the Clefable's carrying Wikiberry, which is fine.
Yeah, this team was great. Fast Encore is insane. Safeguard on Raichu was also absurd. I feel like I never really got to Dragon Dance with Gyarados, but if I did, it just like single-handedly won the game. I feel like that's like the defining factor for like the setup moves in this game. If you get it off, you just win, and if not, like
you just lose.
It's whatever. Yeah. I say that, but there's been multiple times where like Scizor goes for Sword Stance. I'm like, that is single-handedly the best thing that could have happened here. It didn't punch me, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. A lot of the time you see them just like trying to read a Protect and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Hariyama and Torkoal are things that I feel like need to see more play, but just don't.
I love Hari. I love Hitmontop more, but Hari hits so dang hard, it's stupid.
Unfortunately for Torkoal, we lost Earth Power in the swap over to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl somewhere along the way. I don't get where it went. So we have to run Solar Beam, but it's fine. When weather doesn't change at the flick of a wrist, it's a little bit better to do that with.
For sure. I don't think I ever clicked Solar Beam with this Torkoal.
You gotta be able to hit Gastrodon, man. You gotta have something.
I'm not disagreeing. I think the couple times I played against Gastrodon with this, I just Eruptioned on the switch in and then Heat Wave to KO.
Okay. That also does.
I could be wrong, but I feel like that's something that happened.
That'll also do it.
But yeah, this team's fantastic. I loved it. I absolutely love Raichu. I love Gyarados. This team just speaks to me in so many different ways, and I love all of them.
Yeah. The next one is a little weirder, I would say.
This is, you know what I said earlier about Aaron getting to do the things that I wish I could? This is a prime example.
Yeah. So this is Choice Band Explosion Metagross.
And it's so good.
When you get your opponent with it, it's great. If you can't get your opponent with it, you're in trouble.
Hope they don't protect is the solution.
Hope they don't protect and or live. I have seen people live the explosion from Metagross just
that's
naturally.
Disappointing.
So you definitely have to keep an eye out for that kind of stuff.
So I've been playing Blue Kaizo, and for those who don't know, Explosion used to be way scarier than it already is. Up through Gen 4, it halved your defense. So, like, if you could live in Explosion, that was a huge deal. Most of the time, you aren't. You're just losing a Mon.
Yep.
And Blue Kaizo just has trainers who are like, all right, I have 5 Pokemon. All of them know Explosion. Good luck.
I'm gonna blow up on you.
And there's been multiple times I'm just like, well, I hope this works. I hope the AI isn't smart enough to KO me, and then they blow up and I die.
Kaboom.
Like, that's my play, is hope this works. This is my worst Mon. I hope this works.
Yep. To pair with this thing, we have a Gengar and a Togekiss and a Garchomp and a Cresselia and then Hitmontop.
Well, you know I'm already sold. We have Explosion memes and we have Hitmontop.
Yeah. These are things, and then we have 3 good Mons.
Hey, don't talk about Gengar like that. He's good. I've died to many Gengar in this format.
Then you need to get better, because I have not. I have beaten many a Gengar just like sitting there trying to sludge bomb you.
I have definitely KO'd just as many as I've lost to, but
like I just don't see Gengar doing anything more than like clicking like a Will-O-Wisp and then praying that they didn't get doubled into by the Garchomp and Togekiss that sits there and clicks spread moves.
Gengar's biggest loss was losing Levitate.
Yeah, 100%.
I legitimately think had they kept Levitate and just removed it from its Mega, it would still be fine.
Yeah.
Like, I legitimately think that's what made... no, its Mega had Shadow Tag, right?
I don't remember.
I'm looking it up.
The Levitate on Gengar it was one of the best things about Gengar, and losing it made it just terrible.
Nope, that's the official Pokédex. I don't want that. Bulbapedia. Let's see. Also, every time it's in the anime, it's absolutely adorable.
Yes, that is true. Also had one of the coolest Gen 2 sprites in the game.
Also has literally the best Mega Shiny.
Yeah.
It's not even a comparison. It just
no
has
contest.
the best Shiny.
No contest.
Why did they decide it would be okay to give it 170 a special attack?
I don't know.
That's stupid. Why can I not find what its ability is?
Because Megas don't exist anymore. They wrote them out of the game.
Yeah, it was Shadow Tag.
Okay.
So, I think it's fine. Give Gengar Levitate.
Give Gengar Levitate. It's fine. So
just keep the Megas out of the format, and everything will be okay.
Yeah. I made the comment when the team got posted the first time. I was like, I liked the standard part. I liked the Hitmontop, Cresselia, Togekiss, Garchomp. I liked that a lot. That felt fun and cohesive. Gengar felt a little weird because you were trying to do things, but you were like also trying to use Garchomp, and you can't do anything with your Gengar if Garchomp's on the field.
That is I do specifically remember that. I'm just like, man, I wish I could click Earthquake here, but if I do, I just lose my Gengar. Or I just lose my Hitmontop.
Like, and then Raikou just kind of beats you down because you can't click Earthquake, and you're not Okoing Raikou with the Gengar, and you're not flinching it with the Garchomp.
You're also speed tied with Raikou, so good luck.
And that's part of why I think Gengar just feels so bad in this format. It's just like, yeah. I'm gonna just click the snarl button in front of your Gengar. Even if I lose the speed tie, I win this game.
Because I think every time I've lost the Gengar, they had some type of gimmick on it that I just wasn't ready for.
Destiny Bond. Yeah.
I've lost to like Scarf Gengar. Just like, all right, I should outspeed. Oh, I don't. I'm dead.
Yeah. I will say, Metagross only getting Bullet Punch for good steel coverage kind of sucks.
Like, Meteor Mash is...
I want my moves to
fine.
Hit. And if I have to play Rock Slide to make sure, as part of my set, I don't want my Steel type move to miss. Ever.
Good luck.
My other, weird complaint is Psychic on Cresselia. Psychic is cool. It's like it's stab, but I'd rather just play Moonblast. I think Fairy just hits more things for neutral damage than Psychic does.
I wish Cresselia was a fairy.
Psychic Fairy for Cresselia would be sweet.
And like I actually think like typing wise it makes it worse. But I think for like thematically it makes sense. Because like it's the opposite of Darkrai, right?
Yeah.
It's like you have the thing that's weak to Darkrai, but you also have the thing that hits Darkrai super effectively. So like it's literally the opposite of it.
Yeah.
I think Crest needs to be Psychic type. Fairy type. Pokemon just needs to hire me, man.
I mean, there's been openings for Nintendo on Pokemon stuff. I'm just like, I could probably apply for this, but then I don't want to relocate. I just don't want to move.
Can I work remotely? No. Okay. I will see you later.
Yeah, it's just like I was not a fan of the Metagross because the Metagross is trying to be Garchomp, but you're weak to Garchomp, so good luck with that. You're outsped by everything. Like,
yeah.
Even like max speed is just for Metagross is not fast. Metagross is another base 70, right?
Yes. I closed Showdown.
Oh gosh.
I'm so bad at this.
Come on.
I'm so
Carter.
underprepared.
Get with the program.
Don't yell at me like this. I'm under so much pressure. It's base 70.
Okay. So it's Ludicolo speed tiers.
Yep.
Ludicolo speed ties you.
At least it has a good ability under like Reggie Steel.
Yeah, poor Registeel.
Why'd they had to give him only hidden abilities, man?
I don't know, man.
Fun fact. They banned Snowcloak from OU today.
Nice.
So as a result, Articuno is now only legal in Ubers.
Oh my goodness. Nice.
So like, you know, just incidentally banned Articuno into Ubers for the first time in its life.
Just accidentally.
But like,
unintentional.
Honestly, I don't even know if it'd be too good for a UU. Obviously, I can't speak for it because I don't play singles, but like, Articuno just seems so bad. I wish it was better, but it's not, so I'm okay with it.
Next team we have from Wendell.
Yes.
So this one's cool. This has got a lot of unique things going on that we don't see in the format too terribly often. The first big thing is a Smeargle.
Smeargle's great. My one complaint, I would want to swap Protect.
Protect or Spiky Shield.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Feint is cool. Extreme Speed's also fine in that slot.
That's what I always played. I think Feint is probably better.
Feint's got better utility. You're just not a higher priority than other. Than like Feint.
You get to do Hitmontop things because people want to protect in front of you, but then you can also get them because of Feint. You know, I think it's pretty decent. I like the Bronzong here. Psych Up for your Cresselia is really adorable.
That's so cute, and I love it.
Wait, we don't have Calm Mind on Crest.
We don't have Calm Mind on anything. Can we copy opponents? Is that something we can do?
No, we're copying our Smeargle and our Rotom.
Oh, okay. I see what we're doing.
This got way cooler all of a sudden.
I see what we're doing now. Okay.
This just got way more adorable.
So Bronzong can copy Garchomp or Smeargle. Cresselia can copy Smeargle or Rotom. That's clever. That is some clever stuff there.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see Skill Swap Crest next to Smeargle now. And just give yourself Moody.
Just, I'm a Moody and I'm gonna just do all the things.
Excuse me, I have a team to build.
This is like the perfect team for Garchomp too. Like half your team has Levitate, and then the other two just don't matter. Like you're not putting, like you're gonna lead Arcanine Garchomp anyway, and then you're going to switch Arcanine out for like Rotom Wash or Bronzong to eat that water type attack going into your Arcanine, or your ground type attack coming out from your opponent, and then you just click Dragon Claw or Swords Dance, just go to town.
Blissey gets skill swap.
Yes, I do know that one.
This is the most toxic thing I can come up with, Carl.
Oh god, please stop.
You did this to yourself.
Bronzong having Trick Room is good, so you can do slow things.
I don't know if I care for Mental Herb. I just don't think there's enough taunt running around in this format to stop it.
Like, the only thing you'd have to worry about is, like, either taunt, I think, on, like, Infernape or Prankster taunt from, like, a Murkrow or something.
There's...
And Gengar. Gengar's another taunt user.
Gengar is another taunt user. Past that...
I haven't seen it on anything else, but, like, Tyranitar gets it.
Heatran gets it?
Heatran gets it.
Gyarados, Electivire, Crobat I've seen it on... Man, there's a bunch of mons that get access to it, and like none of them are particularly great.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is the mons that can get it and could play it in this format don't want to, because you're sacrificing something good for taunt, for like a situational move, and then the things that could play it with like the room for the moves just aren't good.
Granbull gets it, so you have Intimidate and Taunt.
I want Granbull to be so good, and it's just not.
Dude, you and me both. I wish it was. I wish it was Fairy Fighting.
That'd be cool. That'd be a cool type.
Is that unique?
Fairy Fighting would be unique in this game. Yes.
Like in general, though.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I know we talked about that a couple weeks back, but that was a couple weeks back.
As of right now, barring anything in Pokemon Legends Arceus or in Gen 9, Fairy Fighting would be unique.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
You'd be weak to Psychic.
Poison, Flying, Psychic. You're neutral to Steel. Is that it? Poison, Flying, Psychic?
Poison, Flying, Psychic. Oh, goodness.
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
I'm 99% sure that's it.
So... fighting's weak to flying.
Oh, wait, no, you are weak to Steel.
Yeah, you're weak to Steel because you don't resist Steel as a fighting.
Flying, Poison, Steel, Psychic, Fairy.
Yeah, that's balanced. That's not overpowered at all.
I forgot Fairy doesn't resist itself, and Fighting doesn't resist Steel. Yeah. Which I think is weird. I think it should.
Fighting resists rock. That's the big thing.
Yep.
The idea of Steel is like sword beats martial art.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it doesn't resist. Like fighters can bend steel, but swords and guns are gonna beat up the martial artist. like that's just...
You brought muscle to a gunfight.
Exactly. I feel like that's not a busted combination.
I think it's fine.
Anywho, Arcanine doing Arcanine things here with Mago Berry. I like this set a ton.
I do too.
Like, everyone's playing Arcanine with, like, Flare Blitz. Every time I see it, I'm like, what are you doing? Just play Heat Wave.
Just stop it.
Just play Heat Wave.
Get some help. Yep.
Like,
I fully agree.
Don't get suckered into getting your own Arcanine intimidated.
Yep. That is the truest thing I've ever heard.
Like,
snarl your opposing Arcanines and get them.
Yep. Garchomp has Dragon Claw instead of Rock Slide, so you cannot hit Togekiss at all. But that's what Bronzong's for. And Rotom.
I think that's fine.
I think that's fine.
Then you don't get got by random Wide Guard either.
Yeah.
Which, like, Wide Guard is secretly very good against Garchomp.
Yeah, because it wants to run all spread moves.
The other thing that's secretly good against Garchomp is burning it, which we have Lumberry for as well.
Yeah, so we just played around both of those things.
Yeah, I actually think this Garchomp set is really well built.
Yep. Next team comes from Karibo. I think this is the first of 2 Discquake teams.
That sounds correct.
And
yes.
they're both doing it differently, which is awesome.
Sick. So here we have Choice Specs Rotom.
Yep.
Rotom Wash, I should probably specify.
Mm-hmm.
Triple electric coverage and Hydro Pump.
We gonna get them.
They did Rotom dirty by not giving it hidden power.
It's fine. It doesn't need it.
It's really fine. Gastrodons everywhere are thankful.
I think you could swap Thunderbolt for Shadow Ball.
I think that's honestly like the one thing I would change.
That's like,
I think Volt Switch is very good. Obviously, you have to have Hydro Pump, and I think Discharge is like a must bring on this team.
So like Thunderbolt's like your one move that's kind of weird.
It's like it has its uses.
I don't see a world where like Thunderbolt is going to be a ton worse than Discharge with specs. Like
the other thing is like, if you need to just do some burst damage with Thunderbolt, why not just Volt Switch them?
Exactly. Like if you're in that situation
you get to regain the tempo of swapping out as well.
Yep. Lucario here is really cool. Focus Sash, Follow Me.
Yep, love it.
Something that we're not used to getting because Lucario and Sword and Shield didn't have Follow Me. You couldn't get it.
I think we talked about that a couple weeks back, right?
Yep, we talked about the whole line for Lucario, how you have to get it, and the reason we couldn't get it is because the stepping stone to get it wasn't in the game.
And I don't remember what it was, but I remember
think it's
talking
exactly
about it.
Furret.
Yep, you are correct.
I think it's exactly Furret. Furret is the stepping stone, and we didn't have it in the game. Arcadine here is really cool having Safeguard. Kind of sad that we are physical Arcanine. You're gonna get got by all the other Arcanine.
Karibo, we need to talk. just change this to Heat Wave, and then change this attack into Special Attack.
Yeah, you're good.
Like Extreme Speed, Special Arcanine is still just fine.
Yeah.
You could also drop Extreme Speed for Protect, and then you're not getting got by your own Discquake.
Exactly. Well, you're not clicking Discquake probably, but
yeah, but like if you're locked in with Rotom and Arcanine has to come in.
Yeah. It was more of you're not able to click Discquake with Arcadine on the field because you can't click both.
I'm saying Discharge or Earthquake.
There we go.
I knew what I meant.
Gardevoir here is really, really cool. Scarf Guardy is one of my favorite things to see right now.
I hate it.
Why?
I absolutely hate Gardevoir.
Why?
Because it's good, man, and I hate it.
You hate it because it actually does something.
Yes. Gardevoir used to be a meme, and now I can't beat it.
I love seeing like the Scarf Guardies. I always forget it has Energy Ball. Just always forget about it.
Yep.
Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, Psychic. I think that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything else you'd want to run on your Gardevoir that would matter.
Thunderbolt.
You have Rotom with Rotom has triple electric. You're not gonna want to put Thunderbolt on Gardevoir.
You get Shadow Ball, which I've ran into many a time.
That's another one. Yeah. Usually they drop like Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast for Shadow Ball.
Focus Miss.
No.
And my personal favorite, Hyper Beam.
Yeah, I'm good. The Garchomp is Life Orb Sand Veil because we have a T-Tar.
Yep.
We get to try and do accuracy miss things.
Nah, just play Bright Powder.
Yeah, just copy Wolf, slap Bright Powder on it. It's fine.
It's dumb. I hate it, but I also love it.
And then
accuracy is single-handedly the best and worst thing in Pokemon.
Yeah, hands down. It's the most RNG thing you can have in the game.
Yep.
Forget all the hacks and doing all that nonsense. Just like
you can't get hacks if you can't hit.
Yeah, if you can't hit your opponent, then you just lose the game eventually. Speaking of T-Tar, this is a Troppleberry T-Tar. We're gonna survive a close combat, hopefully, maybe.
Too bad we're getting intimidated on the way.
Oh, I was talking about from the Kariyama or something.
Oh yeah, that's also fair. Or from Infernape or Blaziken does get close combat now.
Mm-hmm. Blaziken has it.
You're gonna get got. You're gonna get punched.
You're gonna get punched.
But it's okay because you're gonna get got them.
The idea here is like if they have choice close combat, you get to do like Dragon Dance and then just like hopefully like rock slide them. It sucks
Not
that
against Blaziken, you're not.
it's like it
They're
sucks.
outspeeding you.
It sucks that both the Tyranitar stabs are resisted by fighting.
Look. Just because you're right doesn't mean you have to say it.
It's one of the weird things I never understood why T-Tar is so great. Is it's like your one weakness, you can't deal with it at all. There's no way you're getting around it.
I'm looking it up. There has to be something.
I think you get a bunch of special coverage.
You get Earthquake.
I don't know how good that is.
You get Aerial Ace. What are you talking about,
We
Carl?
get Aerial Ace? Why do we get Aerial Ace?
I don't know. Don't yell at me like this.
Okay, so we should be playing Aerial Ace and not...
Yeah, who needs double stab when we have Aerial Ace?
Exactly, we just play Aerial Ace. Dragon Dance, Aerial Ace, get him.
I've said a lot of stupid things in our year and a half of doing this, Carl. That's a new one.
Yeah, swap Arcadine to special.
Does it get it in Sword and Shield?
Ow. You're asking the wrong person. Yeah.
No. Dumb.
Womp womp. No, yeah, no, that'd be dumb.
Want Max
Airstream
Airstream
Tyranitar? No.
Just let me have it, Carl.
No, not happening.
That's fair. Have a good day.
Yeah, so special Arcadine over physical. I would suggest getting Shadow Ball on your Rotom Wash over like Thunderbolt maybe. It helps you deal with Cresselia and like an opposing Gengar or some other thing that's weak to Ghost. Or you can put Shadow Ball on your Gardevoir. Either one's fine.
Not Spectral Thief. Special. We get Dark Pulse.
That's another one. Dark Pulse is
Dark Pulse or Shadow Ball are literally your options for actual coverage moves. Or Uproar. You can play Uproar.
I'm good on Uproar. I mean,
but Carl, you can't be put to sleep.
You have to remember, yeah, because you could beat all the Breloom that you see before they bullet seed you into the dirt.
Look, but for that one turn, you're not getting put to sleep.
I guess, yeah.
There's always an upside.
You
may be getting KO'd, but at least you're dealing damage.
Next Disquake team. This one came from one of our newer members, if I remember correctly. I haven't seen them.
This is JPEG, right?
Yeah, this is JPEG Friendly Fellows. This is their version of Disquake. We have Magnet Zapdos.
JPEG is in RTT with me.
Ah, okay. So that's where they came from.
That's how I know them. Yeah.
We have Magnet Zapdos, Nevermelt Ice Mamoswine. These are your Disquake guys. I wonder if the Nevermelt Ice is just like gets you the roll for picking up like Salamence and Garchomp with Ice Shard.
2 seconds. 2 seconds, and I will be able to tell you.
Because if they don't, then you could probably put like Expert Belt on your Mamo and call it a day.
Mamoswine, Garchomp. See, this is against 4 HP Garchomp.
Yeah, no one's running bulk on their Garchomp.
We're both level 50. Ice Shard is 56%. That can't be right. Oh, I'm Yachi. Okay.
That makes sense. Okay.
That's Yachi Berry. I'm like, there's no way we're doing half.
Yeah, with Yachi Berry, that's right. Yeah.
I missed that we were Yachi. So, yeah, it is actually still a roll.
With Nevermelt Ice?
It's 93 to 113.
With Nevermelt?
Mm-hmm. It's 75% chance if that changes your mind, but...
So...
It's also Jolly. If we're adamant, I don't even think we need...
I don't think you need
Nevermelt Ice.
But to play around the Yachi
Berry... Oh, we actually do.
Huh?
We actually do.
Oh.
Yeah, if you're adamant, it's a guaranteed KO.
Well, nice.
You actually can go down to 188 attack.
And pick it up still.
Mm-hmm. 188 adamant is enough to KO.
So one of the cool things about Mamoswine is its access to Icicle Spear as well. And that's your Garchomp answer. That's why I was asking if Ice Shard actually mattered here or not. I'm picking up with Nevermelt Ice, because that's the only reason I would think you would play Nevermelt Ice. Because otherwise, I think double hit from Icicle Spear picks up the Garchomp through Yachi Berry.
I'm looking. Let's see. This is 2 hits is 117 to 143.
Yeah.
Through Yachi.
Yeah.
Nope, I lied. That's not through Yachi.
I'm about to say that seems like a lot, but
through Yachi you are 58 to 71. So you would need
a 3-hit.
3 hits a roll. 4 hits KO.
4 hits is guaranteed. 3 hits is the roll you need.
Yep. So you need to get lucky and then also get a roll.
We don't have Life Orb on this team, so you could easily just slap Life Orb on Mamoswine and probably pick that up that way.
Life Orb makes Icicle Spear 3-hit a guaranteed KO.
Yeah. That would be my immediate thought is slap Icicle. If you play an Icicle Spear, you can play Life Orb and get away with it. Because you have the multi-hit move that's getting boosted every time by Life Orb.
Mm-hmm.
As for your Zapdos, Discharge Thunderbolt is all you really get to do. Unfortunately, that's all you have.
Dude, this Zapdos set looks so sad.
You do have Roost, which is really, really cool. Just don't Roost and Earthquake at the same time.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
This is another Hitmontop in this playing the right set. Wide Guard Feint, Close Combat Fake Out with the berry. Cool. I like the Salamence set a ton. I recognize the Salamence set from Wolfie's team. This is really, really cool. Same thing with the Scizor and the Suicune, I think, are all from Wolfie's team. The one he won the event with the Azumarill in. Because his team was Azumarill, Garchomp, Togekiss, Salamence, Scizor, Suicune.
Team sounds sick.
So the Salamence, Scizor, like Suicune, like support core is really, really cool. I don't see us needing Ice Beam on Suicune, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Not having a follow me user for your Scizor is kind of iffy though.
I mean, you have Fake Out on Hitmontop, so like that's kind of a one-time follow me.
Yeah.
Like kind of not really.
I do like Tailwind Suicune though. I do too. That helps this out a ton.
Especially on this team. I'm not sold on Scarf Sala, but I think it's probably fine.
I believe that speed is important. That's 148. It's a base 100.
I can look. Let's see.
Not.
We are Salamence. 148. We're Timid. Gets us to 152. So after Scarf, we get to 228.
Huh.
What is that relevant for?
228. It doesn't outspeed Ludi.
Because Ludi gets to 244. With no investment.
Yep. I don't know. 228's a weird one. There's got to be something. Like Scarf Gardevoir, maybe?
I can check.
Like, I'm not sure. I'm just trying to think of things that this Salamence outspeeds. Like, maybe Scizor and Tailwind?
Guardy gets to 145.
So we're going to outspeed Scarf Guardy then.
Gets to 218.
Yeah.
Scizor with, we'll say, we'll steal this set and say 44 EVs. gets to 91. So yeah, we outspeed that. I don't know.
I don't know. It's from
nothing.
Wolfie's thing, so I was assuming.
Wolf, if you're listening, why?
I doubt it. Otherwise, this team feels fine. Yeah, slap Life Orb on your Mammal Swine.
Everyone tag Wolf until he responds.
Explain the Salamence set to us, please, because we don't know what 228's for.
Dude, there has to be something, right?
Yeah, there has to be something.
What base 90s are there? What does base 90 get to with Scarf?
Good
156?
You said 156?
Gets to 234? No.
Nope, we don't beat that one. I knew we didn't beat that one.
Guardy is 80.
So base 85s?
That has to be it, right?
That has to be it then, yeah.
So what's a base 85?
Cresselia.
So we're outspeeding Scarf Cresselia.
Yes. I think that's the
Nailed
number.
it.
I think that's the number.
Let's see. Oh, you know what I bet it is?
What?
I bet it's Scarf Rotom.
Ooh, Rotom's 81? 86.
86, which gets to 151, which is 227.
There you go.
We found it.
I
did it. Thanks.
We did it. Hooray! Scarf Rotom. Not that it really... I don't think Scarf Rotom really matters, but just if you're going to outspeed the base 85s, you might as well hit Rotom, which is base 86, right? Like,
yeah,
that makes the most sense. That's cool.
We did it.
We figured it out.
Reddit. it only took like 20 minutes, but we got there.
Not even that long. Okay, last team. So this is
your doing.
This was the start. I started this thing, and then Smeargle took off with it. Asked me for a couple things about, like, I told him Crobat just doesn't really fit in this team. You don't really have a fast mode when the iteration I had. So he came back with Gastrodon, and then we had like Breloom. So this team's really cool. The idea is just a bunch of pivots. Like, it's very pivot heavy. It's very trying to get your Pokemon in the right position, picking up and chipping away at your opponent as you go. We have things like Umbreon and Gastrodon to kind of just play these long stall games. Scizor obviously just hits like a truck. Arcanine to help keep our damage output from our opponents low with Intimidate. You could honestly slap Snarl on your Arcanine and do double Snarl things and just get rid of people.
I think I actually like that more. Whose team was it that had the fully special Arcanine?
Oh goodness.
I know Karibo had...
I think it was Wendell. had the Heat Wave Snarl Arcanine.
I kind of want to just steal Wendell's set here.
And just slap it in.
Well, kind of. He has 4 attack EVs on his fully special Arcanine. Wendell, go fix your Arcanine.
Calling him out. And then we have Hariyama, which we all know is really, really good. They're playing Bullet Punch on their Hariyama, which is something interesting.
That is really unique.
I wonder if, like, Guts boosted Bullet Punch picks up Togekiss.
That's a good question. I'm actually running calcs with Scizor here, because I want to see how much we do to Cress.
I can tell you, because I have all these calcs done. X-Scissor with Iron Plate is a 2-hit KO. I think it becomes just under a roll for 3-hit KO if you're intimidated. So they can
guaranteed 2. I was really curious if we changed Iron Plate to Life Orb, how much of a difference that would make, and I don't think it does.
It's not enough to pick it up without Sword Stance.
Let's see. If we do Life Orb, but we're at -1, what does that look like?
It keeps you in range for
it's
3 KO.
54% chance to 2-hit.
Yeah, it keeps you in range to pick them up.
Okay.
It's a guaranteed 3 there, but it like you said, it's a 54% chance to get the 2-hit KO.
What if... Yeah, there's no feasible way to even attempt to one-shot this without a setup.
Yeah, you have to hit. So you have to click Swords Dance. Like that is the guaranteed thing. I think there is a calc that you can do it at +1 and pick it up. But +2 is the ideal scenario for Sizor.
+1 at 252 with Life Orb is a guaranteed KO.
There it is. That's the one.
Okay. That's actually really good to know.
That's
as well.
the one I remember. I'm like, I know there's one way to do it, and that's the one. Yeah.
Well, I swapped to Insect Plate, and it was a roll, so I figured Life Orb was guaranteed then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So you have multiple ways of dealing with a lot of things. Umbreon's cool as like anti-Cresselia. As long as they're not carrying Moonblast, they really don't do anything to you. Like, they could sit there and click Calm Mind all they want. If you snarled them down to whatever, they're not hitting you. You're healing back up the damage. And if they're trying to damage you, then you're lowering their special attack anyway. And then eventually you can just click Foul Play while they're trying to Calm Mind back up, and you just take them out that way. Breloom's kind of cool. Focus Sash Breloom is just like one of the best things to do. Is like they're gonna hit you anyway, and then you just get to eat the attack and then Spore, and then you could do like Mach Punch, Bullet Speed things.
To answer your Hari calc.
Okay.
Bullet Punch. This is against 228, 100 defense, Calm Togekiss.
Okay.
Bullet Punch is a guaranteed 3-hit.
Oh, cool. So probably pairing that with Sizor means that you pick up the Togekiss.
2 seconds.
Because if I remember correctly, Iron Plate, Bullet Punch at 252 Adamant from Sizor is
67 minimum.
And then
Hari was how much?
You said it was a guaranteed 3, so it's got to be at least more than 33% as minimum.
It's 35.9.
So you said 67 and 35?
Yep, that's guaranteed.
That's a guaranteed KO. Bang, bang. Takes it out. Cool.
Bang, bang.
I was trying to do something similar with Hitmontop. My Hitmontop had Bullet Punch, and you can do the same thing, but Hitmontop also gets Helping Hand, so you can probably just play that and be fine.
Let's see. No, I'm curious.
What?
How much we can do with Bullet Punch from Hitmontop?
My Hitmontop was...
Adamant 252, we do minimum... max is 25%.
Yeah. So it was just like... It was just enough to where it mattered, but Helping Hand is just better.
Expert Belt gets it to 30.6.
Yep.
So, Hari... Who knew? Hari hits way harder than Hitmontop.
Well, I mean, when it has Guts, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. It's also base 130 attack, is that right?
Something like that. It's on Sizor level. It's close.
120.
Yeah, it's close to Sizor level. Overall, I think Special Arcadine fits on this team better. You have plenty of physical attackers, so having Special Arcadine means you're not just dead to Intimidate if you bring Sizor, Arcanine, and Hariyama.
And Breloom,
there is a world where you bring all 4 of those Mons and then you're just dead to Intimidate.
Yep. Granted, I think in those matchups you're not bringing all 4,
no. But yeah, and that's that. That's the last team.
All right, cool. We're going home. Oh, man.
I wanted to thank everyone for sending teams in. It's nice having something fun and interesting to talk about for a holiday episode, since it's going to be easier for me to just edit this thing together and call it a day.
Yeah, this is actually really fun. I love just doing these team dumps and just going over stuff. So, like I said, I think you actually said at the top of the show, next week we're doing Series 11?
Yeah, we're getting back into Series 11 because it's the start of January. January 1st is going to be the start of the last month of Series 11. and you're doing USPA, which
Mm-hmm.
is Series 11 based most of the time, right?
As of now, it hasn't officially been announced, I don't think.
When I was looking at signups, the rules were you're playing Series 11 by default. Your team can coordinate to play Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl if you want to.
If we can, I would prefer it.
Like if there's people on both sides that want to, you can pair them up together and they'll play it.
We were talking about it. I'm like, man, ideally that's what we do, but I don't think that's most likely what's to happen. But whatever.
Since you're playing on Showdown, it's going to be easy to do that.
Yep.
Anywho, you ready to get out of here?
I think so, man. I'm ready to go stream.
Let's say you're playing Blue Kaizo. I gotta go make dinner.
Bower Dad just went live too, so I'm gonna be competing with him for viewers.
Uh-oh.
How long does he normally go?
He goes till about 9 or 10.
Well, he didn't start till 8:30, so
he's probably going until 10 to 11. With the holiday,
whatever.
he's probably not got anything to do tomorrow.
Whatever. Let's get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. So, as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic holiday. Make sure you have a safe and happy New Year's, because we won't actually get to talk to you before then.
Yep.
But if you want to talk to us, you can always come talk to us on the Discord server. That's where you can interact with Carl, myself, our entire moderation team, and everyone in our community. Every single one of them is fantastic, and I am so grateful for them to be able to do this week in and week out.
You can also come join the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl Draft League.
Yeah, and you can always follow us on Twitter at LR Lessons, myself at Mr. Missouri 25, Carlos at Musical VGC. You can also follow us on Twitch. I am at Mr. Missouri 25, Carlos at Musical. If you really like us, you can always drop us a sub over there. It really does help us out. If you really want to go above and beyond with your support, we have merch that's up on the website, lrlessons.com. You can always do Anchor support as well, for as little as 20 or 25 cents an episode, or $1 a month, anywhere from $1 up to $20 a month. It really does help us out a ton. Thank you so much to everyone who does support us monthly. We greatly appreciate it. If you're listening on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're not listening on YouTube, what are you doing? Go do all that. I think that's everything.
I think so.
So, as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week with some more Littleroot lessons. Have a good one, everyone. Peace.